Hey y'all! So we've come a long way from this and this. Like that was pretty much where I was at. Actually, I didn't even have this done last time I did my game devlog, but I redid a lot of the Luficius sprites. So he's got better colors now. I finally figured out how to do colors like my own palettes in Aseprite. I was just kind of using default palettes, so now I've been adding my own colors. I updated the trees. That's a little more interesting looking than these generic. I just couldn't even stand the look of them after a point. But this is like the new trees. This is the new version of that tree. And it is a little awkward to have just cut down dead trees. So I actually updated this. So there's also a version of the tree that has a cover on top, like a cover of snow. So it's not just a bunch of open hollow trees. But yeah, no, this is an old version of a game screen I designed. So I'm doing level designs. This is the level designs as they've been very slowly developing. I kind of stopped doing my level design in Photoshop and just started directly doing it in Aseprite, so you can kind of see how slowly the levels were being built. I was just moving things around, adding more things, more puzzles. And then eventually I finally had the full 9 screens. I say 9 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These 2 screens you can't go to, at least in this version of the tutorial. You can go here though. I guess I should count that one. I've tried adding a jumping animation. It still needs a few frames. The walking frame looks a little bit better, but I need to do something more with the ears, I think, and the tail. I don't like the tail. So we have a programmer on board. He was doing like a little test run. This is kind of like his audition. His name's William Bloor. He runs Raspberry Jam Games. He's doing basic physics before I'd even given him anything. I think he found this sprite on Twitter. Behold, the zoomed-in tour! Ignore all the random kitties played about. I was using him for measurements. So yeah, you'd start here. This is up here is something of, I guess, foreshadowing that for the second part of the tutorial stage you can actually get up here and over here, and that there'll be like a hidden cave or something. It's my current plan. That's probably where 𝐬𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐸's shop is going to be hidden. In the other version, when he's almost to the fairy world and it's brighter blue, when I finally do the level designs for that, instead of this being completely blocked off, I'm going to have it set so that you can actually get over here by way of coming through this screen and looping around and going up. And I'll make it so that this will probably be moved somewhere else, and there'll be ways to hop up here and get into it. I don't know where I'm going to put the hidden area yet, but I always love that about old games, having like little Easter eggs and hidden things. It's kind of fun to me. Like, for instance, this is a tree trunk that you can actually jump down. There'll be like a hidden cave. I haven't designed the cave yet though, so. But yeah, this is the first screen, then this is the second screen. You can jump on the logs, you can push the brown rocks. You cannot push the icy, frozen, silvery rocks. You cannot jump on top of brown rocks, but you can push them out of the way. Logs you can jump on once you've pushed them. You can even jump on before you push them. This is supposed to be a switch. I'm probably going to change it. I don't like the look of it. I'm going to scrap it. I don't know what I'm going to change it to, but once you push one of the stones onto this goes away. Go to this next screen. There's just a dialogue prompt here. Go to the next screen. And this is currently set up to be, these are spikes that can be broken by pushing brown stones onto them. And then of course you've got to push a brown stone onto the switch to get this stone to go away, so you can go down here. You can push stones off of cliffs, so that will be something you'll need to do here at some point, because in order to progress further, you'll need to get one of those stones over here, and you need both of them to do it, because one will have to be pushed down, then over, block this, push that down, and then get it somehow over there and then up to the switch. In fact, that's an unsolvable puzzle at the moment. I'm gonna have to probably move this guy or move it up. So I'm not sure which, but I will have to fix that because it's currently an unsolvable puzzle and I keep running into that. It's just part of the process. But once you, of course, cover that with a stone, this disappears. Over here, is oh, and there's something else I guess I should mention. I plan on having screen scrolls for most of these screens until here. This is like one big open screen that there's no screen scrolls for this giant screen. Then it scrolls once you get here, and then these two screens, they don't scroll. But then when you jump up here, it might scroll up. And there's going to be, I haven't designed the sprite for him yet, but there's going to be a hidden NPC here that is like a transparent old man that you can't talk to just yet. But he'll be there in the other version of the tutorial stage. Once you get past this point here, you'll fall down here, and this screen's actually going to be completely different. In fact, let me pull that up. So once you've done a proper I can talk, I can make words. Once you've done a proper I guess I can't talk. Once you've done a proper loop-de-loop around this, around the 𝐬𝐲, this giant cliff. Here, let me zoom out. Zoom out. I'm very tired. Once you've looped around this guy once, you know, from going around this way clockwise and get up to this point. This screen here, I know this is an old version of it, this screen will become this screen. And I also plan to have a lot of snow falling down and everything. There's going to be a huge transition, transfers over to being more like this. And the screens are not going to be, I'm going to do completely different level designs for all of these. I was just kind of using this to show the graphical differences between the two different versions. This will probably be a completely different puzzle. I have a musician on board too. He hasn't produced any music just yet, but we've been giving him some references and he's doing some compositions. But we also have a voice actor, Steven Sounds, who's going to be voicing 𝐬𝐫𝐿, and he's also a composer and an audio engineer, and he produced this really cool sketch. I guess he just had inspiration and produced it, so I'm really hoping that that's going to make it into the soundtrack for the tutorial stage, because I think it's very fitting. Just been fortunate to run into very talented people, and I'm extremely happy to have them on board. But yeah, apart from that, I have been doing I don't know how much artwork I had done last time I did a game dev update or game devlog, but this is kind of the rough sketch of what 𝐬𝐵𝐵𝐻's shop is going to be. I had to put her in the game somehow. She's going to be the shopkeep that you can find in every level. And you know, I've done sketches of Kelpie having a human form. One thing that's creepy about Kelpies in mythology, they, even in human form, they have hooves, so they try to hide them under their clothes. So I tried to incorporate that in her design. Fairies often, the fair folk, they're like Voldemort. You're not supposed to actually say them out loud. You're supposed to say the little people, the fair folk. They often have like reverse limbs. So for 𝐬𝐮𝐲𝐬, I designed them at first to be just kind of having normal donkey legs. But then I was like, nah, let's flip them. It makes it cooler looking, actually. And so, you know, he's finally finalized and painted, as is Kelpie. I don't know why her final. Oh, there it is. So, been doing watercolor paintings in my spare time. More character designs. And these are the helpful little trowel that you'll find in the caves that have treasures. These are less helpful. These are less nice, but you know, we can't all be the same. Some folk give you gold, some folk drink your blood, and that's just how it is. So that's it for now. Thank you all for watching, and I'm hoping that the next time I do one of these game devlogs, will be a little mini playable demo. Thanks for your time, y'all. Bye.